Kanye West is another one, and you see in interviews, you guys collaborated on Good Life.
Yeah.
And I think it was an interview with Jeff Basker where one of Kanye's producers had talked about Kanye would perform Good Life, and obviously you weren't on tour with him. So, that's when he first started messing around with auto-tune on stage. And, after graduation, we come into 808s and Heartbreaks.
Yeah.
And, it's always kind of been reported that you were in the studio with him.
Yeah, for sure.
But what did you guys actually work on during those 808 sessions?
Everything. We had writing sessions. You know what I'm saying? I was in there helping with the a lot of the 808s, and he said he wanted that sound from my first album.
Right.
So, I brought all the stuff that I used to make my first album, which was pretty much just fucking garage band. But hey, trade secret, I guess. And I just helped him out and just, showed him how, what vibes or what feelings I had making my first album, and it kind of just migrated over to 808s and Heartbreaks.
That's insane, man. And 808, I think, is one of those pivotal albums.
Yeah.
Because Cudi was a part of that album too, and that's kind of the birth of Cudi, the very infant before Cudi becomes who he is, and
right.
And Cudi is super influential to this generation of artists. I think about a year after we get 808s, we also get Drake's So Far Gone. And Drake has been very vocal about Kanye's influence on him.
Yeah.
But then when you look at that T-Pain influence Kanye to do that album, I don't know if you see what I'm getting at. Like it's this really influenced, this almost like a DNA that weaves through artists and it spreads, but at the end of the day, your DNA is kind of one of the biggest artists today.
Absolutely. It really came down to the same fact of what Kanye told me. He said to me that 808s and Heartbreaks is Rapper Turn Singer, because Rapper Turn Singer was a bunch of love songs with a ton of bass in them, and I'm making love songs with bass. Love songs being the heartbreak, 808s being the bass. So, in a sense, we just kind of remade Rapper Turn Singer, but, in all honesty, just like Kanye said, he just had a better marketing plan. He's like, you ain't marketed right, is what happened. Go talk, that's that. Go talk,